Towards the end of the school year, students begin to prepare for their final tests. Some students stress over the week of testing, but there are ways to prepare for them without completely having to stress. This week on Have You Heard, I will go over a few ways to prep for your testing, and I also visited with Mr. Meyer, Mrs. Pillar, and a few students about getting ready for testing.
Some things students can do to prepare for the final tests is to kind of break things down into chunks is what I would recommend. I would say do 20 minutes of studying and then go do something else and then come back to it instead of trying to cram it all together and study for 3 hours straight. Also, do it little bits daily instead of waiting until the day before and trying to cram it all in.
According to SUNY.edu, studying for 15 to 20 minutes with a 5 to 10 minute break in between intervals is more beneficial than studying instead of trying to cram in a ton of information at once.
Why do I make a point that students should prepare for their final? Well, they've worked really hard for an entire semester, so if they have to take a final, I would want that to improve their grade, not lower their grade at that point in time, so that all their hard work has paid off for the semester and they don't just let it drop at the very end.
I start studying for the final right as you get the study guide or when you complete it, because it'll just give you an extra step and help you get a better grade.
PrincetonReview.com says that getting plenty of sleep the night before an exam is more beneficial than pulling an all-nighter and trying to stay up and study. This, along with eating healthy food and drinking water to fuel your brain while studying, is a good way to retain information.
Some ways I prepare to take my final test are going to bed at a decent time, changing your sleep schedule a little bit, try to get more rest at night. And then one of the most important things I think is to not actually stress about the final. A little stress is good, but if you stress too much, then you're just going to brain fart when it comes to it, and that can mess up your grades and stuff. So
Stress doesn't help anything, so they really need to find a way to take some deep breaths, remain calm, be prepared, because when you get all stressed out, your brain can't retrieve information, so that is absolutely the worst thing that you can do when it comes to taking a test or a final.
Time.com states that trying different methods of studying while taking periodic breaks in between and turning off your cell phone while reviewing are both good ways to help you remember what you studied the night before.
I think that preparing in advance, actually what it does more than anything else is it helps reduce stress levels. It helps students to process the information. It gives you time to think about what you're actually doing, and it gives it time for you to make it make sense in your mind.